Nowadays, life is intertwined with technology. Let's figure it out. Welcome to Life Tech and Sundry. Good evening, hail and well met. This is Marcos Lopez, and tonight we have not only the squad, but basically the family here. Starting to my right is a returning guest, Monste.
Hi.
And the next one is another returning guest, Elaine. Introduce yourself, please, Elaine.
Hi. My name?
Yeah, it's okay, Elaine. You're good. You continue.
I'm Eileen. I don't know.
That's okay. Misa's there in the distance. He's a ghost. But anyways, Alan is here.
What's going on, everyone? Alan, back again with you guys. Appreciate everyone here with us tonight. And thanks again, Marcos, for having me back on.
And a returning guest, last but not least, Edgar, one of the guests.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be with you guys once more. And again, just ecstatic and just glad I'm here with, my cousin Monste and Elaine. I mean, I haven't been with them, I haven't hung out with them in like the longest. So this is a great pleasure. I'm happy to be here, guys. And, let's get this show on the road. Yeah.
And last, but definitely not least, Mr. J. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mr. J.
From Discord. That's a running joke. But yeah, so this is everyone here. Thank you for listening to Life Tech and Sundry. So, this is the second Saturday of 2021. I'm going to use that same joke from last time, but it's the second Saturday. I don't know how quickly it's gonna get old. But
I don't even think it's the second. Is it the second Saturday? Hold up, I'm in log.
Are we fact checking again?
Yes.
Oh my.
We got rid of Edward,
goodness.
so
Yes,
Fact
it
check.
is. Second.
now we get back to fact checking.
The year.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google, of course. But yeah, so
Thank you, Mr. J.
thank you, Mr. J. Once again, everyone please say thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
J.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
J.
Mr.
I
J.
Appreciate
expect
you,
my
buddy.
check in the mail.
All right.
What was that?
What was that? Ow!
Oh, she fell.
She fell and she can't get up, right?
I don't think.
Oh, but you literally.
It's a side effect.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So today we have an exciting podcast for you guys. We have a few show notes that we want to share with you guys of 7 points tonight. We try to reduce them as much as possible so we can touch all 7 points and
Yes.
definitely have a little bit of banter in between.
Yes.
Just having a good time hanging out. So without further ado, we're going to get to the first one. But before we actually get to the first one, not that we're going to, ramble on too long, but guys, how has the first and now coming to the second week of the new year been treating all of you? Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy
Well,
New
thank you,
Year.
yeah.
Happy New
Thank you.
Year.
Well,
It did not feel like New Year's.
it really didn't. It just felt like a continuation, right? Like, all right.
Next day. Good
Yeah,
morning.
right. Next week. All right.
We can only take it like that, one day at a time,
Right.
Slow, easy, right?
and
So-
being humble.
But I mean, besides the coming of the new year, anything that you have proposed as maybe a resolution or a goal that you have in your mind or planned out for this new year, whether it be health or maybe something along the lines of your business ventures or
Something you couldn't complete in 2020.
right. That's another good one. Do you guys want to share one or two really quick off the top, and then we'll go right into the show notes?
Okay, may I?
Sure,
sure.
please, Marcos.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
For a while, I don't know if you guys have been editing and all those things, the podcast, right, and bringing in a lot of the hardware
Right.
when we're in person. But now, I feel confident enough. Of course, I feel like I can never bring this to be comfortable enough to leave it like that. But right now, as of Friday, today's Saturday, but since yesterday, I shared it to everyone. We have a t-shirt, 3 t-shirts, and a web store.
Oh,
A merch store.
that's
Nice.
awesome.
Get excited.
Yeah. Go
We're-
buy it.
Right, we're all hyped about that.
Wow.
So things are coming along
That's
swimmingly.
awesome.
That's
very good to hear.
Yeah, that I want to share to the class.
Class, thank you. That's great news, Marcos. All right, congratulations, bro. You're getting your things done, man.
That's
All
what's
right.
up.
And
That's it.
and moving to your right, we're gonna go on to Monste. Monste, is there anything you would like to share? Maybe one or two, maybe goals or things that you weren't able to accomplish or finish last year that you're gonna, push through this year?
Oof, 1,000. All right.
1,000. Wow.
Ooh,
Wow.
Where can I get started?
Just two, please. Just two.
Just two.
You don't have to go crazy.
Right.
Well, first of all, I need to finish up my surgical degree.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I'll be finishing that hopefully this year.
Nice.
And
Allegedly.
let's see, what else? I don't know. Continue on with the business.
Nice.
Pick it up.
All
good
right,
stuff.
That's awesome.
And don't put it down.
Don't put it down.
Exactly.
Right. Thanks,
I'm
Monste.
a fish people now.
Yeah. What?
We got fish people to come into the business.
Not
Yeah.
My
You gotta
goodness.
trap them.
Sounds like the mob real quick.
Right.
Well, thank you for sharing.
I guess.
Too insightful.
Wait.
Oh, and
Yes.
survive one more year.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Uno más.
That's always a good move. And moving along, Elaine, please. Oh, Eileen, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah,
So,
whatever. Fine.
Would you like to share 2 points?
Oh,
2 goals, maybe?
I think one of them is to get back into drawing. I haven't done that in a while because
Okay.
of school and then
Nice.
everything going on. It's like
Nice.
more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, I don't know. Whatever comes up that might interest me.
Nice.
I like that you're like nice and relaxed and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know many people that are pursuing that type of hobby anymore, like drawing and stuff like that, unless you're like really into, I guess, comic books maybe or
Mhm.
manga or something.
Right.
As a business.
Yeah, as a
Oh,
Yeah.
as a monetize it. Yeah.
Or your
Hobby,
No,
passion.
Your passion. There you go.
Right.
that's
like-
super dope.
Yeah.
What about you, Eggy?
No, we still have.
No,
Alan.
sorry, Alan.
Come on.
Oh no, I was
We
gonna go
have a
around the
order.
wheel. Right? I was gonna go around everyone. I was gonna be last. No. But for me personally, it's just to basically same thing along the lines as Monste. Whatever business venture that I have going on, to not give up on it and keep pushing forward, basically. And I
Don't
think
get discouraged.
right, don't get discouraged and keep getting at it until you accomplish the goal. And I think the second part is for me personally, to some degree, get myself financially free. I'm not perhaps crazy in like a fire movement type of deal, but more along the lines of just trying to keep myself stable and enjoying life, not thinking that I need to cut everything out in my life to try to be wealthy, but enjoy it with the people that I care about, which is family and the loved ones around me. So basically, yeah, enjoying maybe the little time. I don't know when we're gonna go, right? I don't know when I'm gonna go. So enjoying the little time I have with family and friends, enjoy it to the fullest with them. So that's another goal of mine for this year that maybe I was neglecting a little bit last year. But other than that, I think those are two points I would like to share at the moment, and then maybe in 3 to 6 months I'll share the other ones with you.
Hey.
Well, I don't think you were the only one neglecting family last year.
Yeah.
I think we all
Damn.
were.
Yeah, we were all
Right. I mean, it's
in
not
that
really
boat, right?
neglecting
We were
because
all
we wanted
captured.
to.
we were
Right.
all quarantined.
It's not because
To a
we
certain
wanted to.
extent.
It wasn't. It was more of a like we
A
had
forced.
to. Yeah.
A forced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Yeah, we had to stay away.
May I
from
interject real quick?
People. Yeah, sure.
Isn't-
Go ahead.
How do you unintentionally? Wasn't this like quarantine up until this? It's not going to be a year. It's going to be close to a year. Isn't this our like real life taste of how if we wanted to go to space, how it would feel like?
I
Not
don't know.
necessarily.
I don't
We
think
literally
so.
had to wear masks to go outside.
I mean, but one thing's
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, the big game of
like a
pretend in my head.
spacesuit. Right.
Yeah, no, it's a big game, all right. Pretend. No, it is because we all have to pretend like a mask is going to save people's lives. Again,
It is, it
I
is.
mean, I'm not for or against masks
But I'm
to
saying-
that extent.
Well, let's not get political.
But
Right,
that's
right.
but the idea about
Stay unwoke, my friends.
yeah, the idea about you being in your own capsule, more or less, your house being your
Right.
spaceship.
I mean, but you kind of have to.
People went mad.
You know what I?
Yeah.
You
We
know
ran
what?
out of toilet paper.
No, but
Right.
the thing I kind of like draw, I guess, funny examples is like you ever remember as a kid, walking around and say, "Oh, this is lava, this is lava." Don't.
Yes.
I felt like grown-ups were doing that. It's like 6 feet away, 6 feet away. Oh, you burned me! No,
You got cooties.
Oh my
Right.
god,
You
they
got
would,
booties.
they would give you that ugly stare if
I'm
you
like,
came
my-
close to them.
like
If
grow
you just
the hell up.
sniffled your nose, like people kind of look at you sideways, you'd be like, bruh.
This
bruh.
guy's got
you
the
cough.
vibe.
You gotta
I mean,
hold your
if
cough.
anything-
And not for nothing, if
Yeah.
you feel that way to any degree, like you feel that need or that cautious, stay yourself inside. Save yourself.
Exactly.
Save yourself and save us from
Save
the
us
unnecessary
the agony.
backhands that we
Right,
can, we
right,
can
right.
give you.
But again, not political.
True. Hey, what about you?
Facts. Oh, right. Well, there's quite a bit of things. Well, for one, I guess it's kind of played out, but you hear it a lot. Be better than you were
the year
today.
before. Oh.
No, just today. Each day. It's a degree, being a degree better each day, right?
That's right.
From one grade to another. I mean, it's a part of life. Just learning, growing. More than anything, I guess as one matures, as one grows, we always have to, learn again. But yeah, more than anything, take things in stride. I guess, if anything, what 2020 has taught us is that, health is wealth, right?
That's right.
Right. I mean, we
take it for granted.
we take our health, feeling good right now. As we say here, we feel good, right? It's not until we feel bad, right?
That you know
Or
how
sick,
good
that
you
you're
have it.
like, bruh, and you kind of miss how you felt, Another thing is like the people around you, sometimes we take people for granted. I mean, especially now because we've been stuck with certain people for like quite a bit of time.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, like
Was I that much of a burden?
no, not at all.
Because I
No,
wasn't,
but-
I was a figment of your imagination.
No, but more than anything, it's like it teaches us how impatient we are. Thank you. I was actually gonna go for that. No, but it really showed us where our tolerance is with patience, with other people, certain people, and it taught us a lot about ourselves. It taught us a lot about ourselves in many aspects. But yeah, so working on patience, working on, I guess, things to do in downtime, like reading. That's something I guess, a lot of people have picked up, reading during this time. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much it. A resolution, per se, something specific, not really. But other than that, it's just continuing. Again, I work in gardening, so obviously picking up new skills, but not so much in the actual gardening aspect, but rather in the
Whenever my house, you come into my house.
right in administrative
I'm pulling you with
aspect.
me.
In the administrative aspect of running a business,
Yeah.
whether it's
Still learning new different.
Of course,
different things.
learning.
Learning,
Even though you're-
managing.
managing
Marketing.
people, managing the workers, managing the actual clients, managing
scheduling, man. Yeah, all the
potential clients,
All the-
contracts, all that,
Yeah.
having to deal with certain things like overhead, the insurance, the rent,
Everything that comes along with the
comes along
business.
with the business. So yeah, that's something I guess that I would love to work on and just keep striving, and then hopefully, because I'll be honest with you, I low key want to be super duper rich.
We all
And,
do.
and that's a good. That's a
look,
goal. That's
yeah, I
good.
know.
I need my mansion filled
Right.
with
But here's the
little,
thing.
You know, with the
with
mansion,
the
I
ball
want-
pit.
Right.
you know that with that mansion comes with a lot of taxes. You know that,
exactly.
right?
Especially here in
It's
New
all
York.
good. It's all good. We make it work.
Here in the
Well, why
United
don't-
States.
Do you ever consider of like moving to another state if the taxes are lower, or
Hey.
even moving out of the country?
Yeah.
If I can get a Yes. bigger house, yes.
Those are
Yeah.
things that I haven't thought,
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
have to go through those type of like thought processes to.
but I haven't reached that of wanting a mansion or getting
Right.
that money. Like,
Right.
I can.
I mean, and sometimes that's another thing.
Sometimes
Where
you gotta
my-
let it go.
Where my expectations are, sometimes my work ethic isn't always there. So that's something I would always want to work on. So it's like, all right, I have certain goals and expectations, but if my work ethic
Yes.
or my work or my hustle isn't there, then what am I even thinking about? You know.
That's right.
So I guess and I know it's not something, you know,
A blink of an
overnight.
eye.
Yeah, overnight, but it's something you work on, or I work on every day. Whether it's, you know, having certain disciplines, giving up certain things that, you know, you might take up some time. So it's a lot of personal growth, I guess.
But at least you know what you
nurturing.
want.
Yes,
That's-
you know, and
Hey, the
And-
mind is very strong.
you know, it might be, and it's super general, just say, oh, I want to be rich, but how does one accomplish that? So I guess that's, although you might say, oh, I know what I want, but you know, how do I get to that? You know, I guess
Yes.
that's the whole, I guess, adventure or whatever you may.
Yeah.
It's a whole puzzle, the whole puzzle of life, I guess, that one has to bust their head trying to figure it out. So that for me is what I'm trying to do in 2021.
Mr. J.
Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yes.
And here is one of our most accomplished, distinguished guests.
Esteemed.
Go,
yes.
Mr.
I already
J.
went. Don't worry
Miss-
about it.
He's like, yes.
And then second.
In the second.
Got him.
All right, Mr. J, please speak your piece, my buddy.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
No, but what's it? 2021.
What time? What day
yes,
is
I'm
it?
Are
pretty
you
sure
talking
it
about the
is.
time or the
What
date?
year?
Yeah.
It's what day?
It's the 9th. That's it. No, but for this year, what was it?
Speak a little bit. There you go.
No, well, I mean, let's see. Oh, finish up my bachelor's and my degree in a place.
Hey, I've seen you grow with that. It was something.
Yeah, it was a while.
It was a struggle. No, it's
It
been
was
a
a
struggle.
while.
It is a
Yeah, that's
struggle.
it. Yeah, and then that's it. Because then the next goal is next year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
All
you
right.
have it.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
Right.
Something is better than nothing.
Yeah, no, your bachelor's is really important.
That's
bro.
nothing to scoff at, honestly.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's really difficult, especially for students right now that have to do online schooling. And not everybody learns the same. And I know that definitely that might be a challenge for a lot of people where it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go to class today. I'd much rather just
it's
sleep
so
in.
easy to just skip.
Or, yeah, do something. Right. It's like before it's
Or
like,
fall asleep while you're doing the class.
yeah, before
I've
it
done
used to
that.
be that you had to get like a fake pass or something like that.
Yeah.
But now
I've
it's
done
like,
that both in class.
no,
and
you
online.
could just log it into your account and put a cutout of yourself or something, and then you're good. You're
the
done.
background.
You put a mouse down dancing in the background, and
You're
you're
like,
good.
ooh, ooh.
Right. But again, thank you, Mr. J. That very insightful. I hope nothing and wish nothing but the best for all of you here.
Likewise.
Like
Thank
was
you.
me
Thank you.
to check with one statement.
Yeah, please go.
We were I feel like this can be on a later segment of the podcast, but we were having a meal, you know, all of us.
Oh
And
yes, we were.
We were talking about our experiences in school and how everyone here, unfortunately for Elaine and, you know, my love Roscoe over there, we talked about our school experiences in high school specifically, that I feel like all of you, like the youngin over here, had a little bit of it, but like our sophomore year.
Oh my God, they're not going to get to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
They won't skip class. No, kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm
What do you
just
mean?
kidding.
It's
Well,
even
at least
easier.
they save me
No,
money.
like the
Why not,
hoops
you know,
that we had to
tax
jump,
money.
or the trickery though.
No,
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean hoops? I just had to walk out the door.
And the security guard would then say, "Hey, what are you doing outside without a pass?"
Yeah, I say none of your business and leave.
Sure, you do.
Oh my God,
Sure.
signing the passes to get
It's
out
like
of class,
big man,
Yes,
big
making
man.
a teacher's signature.
Right.
My God.
No, but I mean that is an
I actually
interesting
did
thought.
that. I stole one of those like the little
Pass.
packets.
It's been it's been 10 years. It's
Yeah, same here.
So,
I still have one at home.
It's like I'll sell the
Really?
packs right now. I'm selling the pages as
Nah,
we
but
speak.
for me, you had to get it signed by like
The
a
teacher.
security guard. Well, because I got the yellow ones for detention.
oh
Oh.
no.
Because I used to go to detention a lot
Oh,
because I was like, getting late.
But yeah, but let's
Couldn't
not.
sleep
Let's not.
But those experiences, that's what I'm trying to say. But
No, but
No
let's not delete that. Let's go to the first one.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
definitely.
numero
So
uno.
number one is medieval Chinese coin found in England suggests a vast medieval trade route. Now, it says right here in a little blurb, a recent discovery dating to the 11th century offers hints of a world that was more connected than previously thought. For the second time in 3 years, an 11th century Chinese coin has been found in England, a possible indication that medieval trade between England and the Far East was more widespread than previously thought, according to a recent blog post by the Cambridge historian Catalin Green. As Mark Bridge writes for the Sunday Times, the Northern Song Dynasty coin, I think that's pronounced right, Northern Song Dynasty coin was discovered with a metal detector in a field in Hampshire, England, dated to between 1008 and 1016 AD. The 0.98-inch copper alloy coin was the second medieval Chinese coin found in England, and the first was found across the country in 2018 in Cheshire?
Cheshire, yeah.
There you go. Per the Independence, John Sharman.
Ultra soft.
Right, very soft. Other Chinese currencies excavated in England dates to later periods. When documenting the 2018 discovery, researchers at the British Museum wrote that it is doubtful that this is a genuine medieval find, i.e. present in the country due to trade and lost accidentally, but more likely a more recent loss from a curated collection. But with the most recent news, Green argues that the presence of two similar coins increases the likelihood of them being genuine medieval finds. And then we have read more at a link provided by Mr. Marcos. So guys, thoughts about this medieval Chinese coin found in England? Do you think truly that there was a more intertwined type of trade deal going on between England and the Far East?
During the medieval times?
Like during the time period of medieval England?
I believe so.
Personally, I would think not. Because from medieval time, all right, so we have to understand that Hong Kong used to be a colony of England, right?
Yeah.
But this
So
is like in
this-
the 18,
Yeah,
17,
and it's not
300
medieval times.
Yeah, no.
Now you have to understand these people would have to trade or brought things from that part of China back to England with them, right? So what's to say many of those things probably didn't get lost, or
They
probably people
traveled.
had it, yeah, and they would
The
go
item
back to
itself
their towns to Cheshire, or what was the other place?
Hamster.
Hampshire.
Not New Hampshire, just Hampshire.
No, Hampshire or whatever, Hampshire.
Yes, yes.
Now,
Wait.
who's to say? People had that in their pockets or in their carriages, and they would fall out or something.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
Well, when you look at it that way,
I mean,
it's like
that's.
when we travel.
Most I
Right.
disagree because it sounds nice.
I don't know,
No,
just
but
just
yeah.
thinking logically, because it's like,
Yeah, because back in the day, they weren't like whole
Using
groups. They were very
Amazon
secluded.
boxes.
all right.
They
I
were very
mean,
secluded places.
but you have to understand, and then to a certain extent, medieval times, like what was happening during that time.
But I think we
Like-
have to draw the conclusion where it's like,
What if it was underwater?
What?
No, because
I
they
think
excavated.
no, but,
Even Elaine's like, what?
but I think more along the lines of when we're talking about trade.
Mm.
Do you think it would make more sense to trade in a currency that pertains more to the British crown or to the Chinese dynasty. Like, what currency was being used at that moment in that location?
Didn't each like,
1100s.
location? No, but isn't like each location had a different currency? Because
That's
remember,
what,
medieval times
Alan's,
was like
that's what you're saying, Alan.
each.
Right.
And you have to understand.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
arguing. Like,
These
would they
coins-
use Chinese currency
I
to
mean,
pay
if
stuff
anything, they
in
probably
England?
they
No.
had it.
No.
Or just precious metals.
Now, if it
anything.
But
were
here's
like
the
an
thing.
heirloom or something,
Right.
or something
That's
that was passed down to, listen, someone gave me this, somebody in commerce gave me this as
Right.
an XYZ present or something like that. And it unfortunately fell out somebody's pocket or something like that. And after the excavation, they found it. That's where I'm drawing the conclusion from, because I highly doubt that you're going to find coins and say, oh, it's because they were using it for trade. I don't think, unless
Unless it was
The
made
coins.
of like gold, yeah.
the coins were
Precious
made out
metal.
of precious metal, of like a gold, a platinum, or a silver, then I would say, okay, that makes a lot more sense, because everybody, in the known world at that time knew that gold is money.
They were beyond the Bronze Age. They were
Right.
in the Iron
And
Age.
you have to understand these coins were made out of what? A copper alloy.
Copper, yes.
So
And
essentially,
it was detected by the metal detector, right? That's
Yes.
what it said in the article.
Yes.
Yeah.
so it probably wasn't even that deep. On top of that,
We don't know
Or it could have been like the article said, more like someone recently just dropped it.
No, it said it would
Right,
be just assumed that a collector lost it. But because
Right.
there's more than one in the same big area,
Right. But I mean, even then, like,
it's more likely that
But if
somebody
he was
dropped
leaving
it.
a trail,
It's more
Right,
That
it's
too.
a bigger-
That too.
stash, you know.
no, but I think like even now, a lot of the times that when collectors have things, they make the effort to actually catalog like every inch of that article or item. So
Item, yeah.
Mhm.
there might be some sort of design or something that they say, well, it's mine because, or I claim it because it's like this,
Here's the
or
difference.
it has a different this or that. So I mean, but that's my conclusion. I don't know what else you guys think, but I think it's interesting.
Yes.
Eileen,
yes.
do you have any thoughts?
I mean,
I think it could be like of something recent, but like as you said, like a collector would be like very organized in that, and they would like write it down since they're a collector. But I also think it could be possible, maybe because we don't exactly have all like written information of what actually went down in that time. And I mean, it could have been possible, but I mean, it could also be possible that like a collector or somebody who was interested in such things like actually dropped it by accident.
Or somebody traveled.
Or even bigger story. Somebody got mugged, and the guy that robbed it was running away, and without even knowing, dropped some stuff on the way.
Right. That could also be a
And he
possibility.
picked up and didn't pick up those too.
The world may never know.
Yeah, no.
No, but that's good stuff. It's
The
very
stories
interesting.
that one
Yeah.
can
The
weave.
story really, that we can weave, right?
Right here on the spot on Life Tech
Right.
Sundry.
So, moving along to point number 2, COVID-19 vaccine allergic reactions. Experts offer reassurance. In a recent review, a team of allergists offer reassurance and guidance regarding allergic reactions to the COVID-19 vaccines. The authors, led by allergists at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, conduct a detailed review of issues relating to allergic reactions to the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines. They concluded that reactions to vaccines are rare, and that even people with known food or medication allergies are safe to receive the vaccine under the right circumstance. Vaccine allergies? The allergists rather point out that in general vaccines are incredibly safe, with only around 1.3 anaphylactic reactions per 1 million vaccine doses administered. When allergic reactions occur, they are typically in response to the inactive ingredients that accompany the vaccine's active ingredients. Read more. And this is another link that was provided by our good buddy Marcos.
Yes.
Thank you again, sir.
If you want,
So I'm
if you
gonna,
want the decimal version of
Right.
that, it's 1.3 times 10
rather
to the
than
negative
us
6.
going around the table, I'm gonna give the floor to Monste, since she is the expert here out of all of us in the
Right.
medical field.
She's
So
felt
please,
it on her flesh,
as
literally.
of recently, she is an essential worker in the hospital,
A living
Allegedly.
embodiment.
and she
And a carrier.
I'm experiment 626, guys.
so she is the guinea pig at this point,
Right.
and we
right.
want to get her 2 cents. So
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. Thank you for
thank
taking
you.
a shot for us.
Literally.
silver bullet for us. Thank you.
Yeah. Just
Guys, if I
hopefully-
make it,
hopefully you don't grow a third arm or something.
I'm gonna have spidey senses now.
Yeah. I.
Spider Gwen, like no, Spider Monste.
Nah, I like that. I like that.
So, as far as the COVID vaccine and having it felt personally,
And we're out of time.
well, as far as the allergic reactions, I have had coworkers who have received the vaccine. As far as now, we haven't had any response.
Adverse, right?
Yeah, anything where they say, "Oh, I'm like dying."
Hey, oh, I
But-
feel good.
Like
I don't
foaming
feel
fr-
so good, Mr. Stark.
foaming from the mouth. Like no.
No, so I mean, as far as now, the reactions that have mainly been seen are fever, chills, and
The
pain.
shivers.
Pain to the
Oh.
arm.
Right. Just regular
And
side
a lot
effects.
of
Yes.
vitamin D.
If it was like a regular flu shot.
Like you said, as far as now, I'm not climbing walls.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
No
yet.
spidey sense.
The
Nothing.
spidey senses haven't kicked in, unfortunately.
Right.
Her left arm seems bigger than the
Yes.
ones before.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
brolic on one side.
Oh,
So, do you
Um,
lift, bro? Right?
I lived with only one arm.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot the other one.
I imagine her doing like one-handed push-ups.
right. Handstands.
One handstand.
right.
So I think we have to continue to see what everybody else is reacting. At least my personal experience has been fever, chills, really bad chills, and
That's
Headache.
Yeah.
and pain in my arm. Body ache as well.
okay.
Have you taken anything to counteract that?
Well, I took Tylenol.
Oh, okay.
Well, the
Shout
day
out to
that
Tylenol.
Shout out.
Yeah, not sponsored.
no, we're not sponsored, but
Nah.
Tylenol comes through.
And now comes Raid Shadow.
Now, I took Tylenol. Actually, when I took it, I had to work that overnight that day.
Oh.
So I was
To add insult to injury.
I was on Tylenol for that night. They do make you wait 15 minutes just to see if there's any effects or any
Oh,
allergic
okay.
reactions
Right,
within
right.
those 15 minutes. What else? Oh, and they make you do the allergic, this little survey where they
Okay.
ask you, are you allergic to anything? Like, what do you get? If you are allergic, what are you allergic to?
To that
So-
BS.
No,
Bruh.
I was talking with my dad earlier, literally today.
Right.
But he was saying, but what prevents the individual from lying about their symptoms? Is there a way for them to identify or to validate the information the individual is giving?
Yeah, I think those secondary reactions your body gives off. So if you're like foaming at the mouth, they'll be like, okay, maybe he lied about that on the survey.
Right.
Yeah.
And they make you sign that and they make you read that just so they don't become liable.
Right. So
Well,
it's a
actually, I
waiver,
didn't even
no?
bring the paper. They give you a paper where it gives you all the information about the vaccine. And they give
Side
you a
effects
little
may
paper where they put the dosage, which lab or which package you basically, which little group of vaccines you got.
Administered.
So I think
right?
that they're
Yeah.
trying.
So they have different,
Different batches, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
So legit.
I'm very
guinea pig.
organized.
Yeah.
No, not organized guinea pig.
I'm experiment 66. I'm turning into Stitch.
How?
Nice.
Literally.
Yo,
That was awesome.
where's Lilo?
Oh Lord.
Oh, hi. No, but yeah, I mean,
My name's Stitch.
I got 4 arms.
Right.
Wait. You're hiding them right now. No?
The other 2.
So let me ask you something real quick, Monste. So as far as the batch that they were giving you, so is it like a cocktail of different things just put into a syringe and then You get
Let's see what
Well,
happens.
I
you
think
stick in your
that-
arm.
It depends. I mean, they may do a little add-on or a little takeaway, so they kind of see what works, what doesn't work.
Oh wow! So they're still in the kind of like third step trial
Yeah.
almost. It's not really
to say. I mean, the first, a lot of people have said that if you've gotten the COVID, if you've
Right.
had COVID,
The COVID.
the COVID,
All right.
if you've had COVID, within a couple weeks before, they don't recommend it. They usually say 6 months is better.
Wow. Okay.
For you to wait to get the vaccine. Obviously, not everybody gives that response, and
Right.
everybody,
The lying thing, right?
yeah.
That's what I was
So,
curious.
A lot of people say, it's good, get it. I was pretty hesitant because it is fairly new,
Mm-hmm,
but I'm in there with the COVID patients. I'm surrounded.
You didn't
all
have
over
a
the
choice.
So
Peer
that
pressure.
another
Yeah.
question would be
Pretty much.
Peer pressure.
was
Do
Pretty-
it.
really so
Yeah.
now my other question, it's a 2-part question real quick. Are you obligated, or are you basically told by whoever's in charge of the hospital that
Supervisors.
you need to take this or else you're fired or you're going to be removed
No.
or something?
Well, right now they give you that option. They're
Okay.
giving the
They're
option.
still giving the option. Okay.
Yes. At this point, it's still an option. But, it's my manager, at least, she actually reached out to us. If it was through email or through the phone, she actually gave me a phone call and she's like, are you going to get it? Or what's the reason why you wouldn't get it?
Okay.
So,
I don't want to die, maybe. That
Yeah.
would have
Yeah,
been a
but-
great response.
but they do. I mean, they have Q&As. If you have any questions about it.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. That's-
we
yeah.
have that kind of, support.
That's
with
the
it.
system.
Do we post it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Support.
Quotations, right.
AKA
Support.
do it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's the title of the show. Do it.
Nothing's gonna happen. And
Okay.
then we have
So
people
then- Then the second question comes to the fact that the batches. Now, was the hospital where you work at Team Moderna or Pfizer? Like, which one did you get? Because I know that.
We got
on point.
Pfizer.
Oh, the Pfizer vaccine.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know if there's any difference between the two batches or the two companies? Is there a similar or not a similar type of thing going on there?
Personally, everything's so corrupt. You really
Really?
don't even really
What?
know which one's the better one, which
Okay.
one's the good, which one's bad. Because like I said, it's like in the pharmaceutical world.
Right.
You don't
right.
actually know what they're throwing out there.
Right. They're just
until,
trying to make money.
they can do a clinical test on 20 people.
For them, it's whoever gets a patent first, and then
It's 20 people, but
Yeah.
then within those 20 people, you don't get the same symptoms. You could get certain similar, but until you actually throw it out to the general public, is that you can actually see what the side effects
Right,
are, because
right.
some people have underlying health issues. Some people completely healthy.
Now, does blood type have to play any role in that?
So that was one of the things that came up. They were saying that the people who had certain blood types were the ones that would get sick the most. But
Like who, for instance?
Not trying to scare people, but get scared.
Right? What kind of people?
well, from what I heard,
Stay
it was
on woke,
people
my
with they give different sides of the story. Some
Right.
people say
But quick
people
question
with
before you
blood
answer that.
A.
Oh no. Oh no.
What blood type do you have?
I have O positive.
Okay.
All right.
So
all right.
we're
Keep going.
good.
All right. All right. So keep going.
What are
keep
you,
going with your
Alan?
answer.
What are you, Alan?
I'm O positive.
Edgar?
O negative.
Jose?
Edgar's super rare.
Jose?
That's
like
my
a
mom.
Pokemon.
My mom's O
Oh,
negative.
negative.
O negative. I'm
You
A
too?
positive.
Yeah.
Really? Edgar's like a
And Joshua, yeah.
holographic Charizard.
That's-
Shadowless first edition.
That's my mom too.
right.
What are you,
Yeah.
Alan?
O positive.
Me said, what are you? Oh wait, you're not in the mic. My bad. He's an A positive.
He's A
You're
positive.
A
Oh, he's A
Oh,
positive.
you're A positive
Everyone
as
in
well,
my
A.
family except for my dad is
Oh,
A.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's
A
A.
positive.
and,
Okay.
and your dad deal is
Is O negative.
really.
Dio's O negative?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Josue?
What is
Well,
this?
yeah, O negative.
Yeah.
O negative?
I don't know where we get it from. It's either from our abuelito or abuelita.
A
grandpa,
grandfather or
grandma.
grandmother
Yeah,
for
O negative.
un-
Because that's what.
Interesting.
for
Yeah, that's a lot
non-Spanish
of O
speakers.
negatives. When you think about it, it's a lot of O negatives in this group right here.
Yeah, please don't come after us
yeah.
asking for blood because I've been getting so many calls from the blood center. Like,
Yes,
please,
I donated once. And
Well,
then
they do say you lose a couple pounds in there, like the calories.
I'm like, yeah,
And,
alright.
sure.
And
No, but isn't like
It's
all
good
negative
for
the
weight
most
loss.
common?
right? Oh yeah, and then you're like half like dead, like just,
It's like you're trying to drip you dry over there sometimes.
Giggity.
I donated blood once in my life.
Yeah, same
Now,
here.
I'm curious. Right before we transition to the next
That's the
segment.
answer. 'Cause before we cut her off.
Okay.
What like? What
The
does,
A type.
that's the only one that's.
Well, they were saying A, like more of like the A, B, but I've heard
Right.
more of like A, but to be honest, everybody can get sick.
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
No one's immune, right?
Nobody's really. I
100%
mean, I think
immune.
I'm immune.
Salutations, Marcos here. This is a message to all the listeners out there. There are links in the show notes for our Twitter, email, and even show notes. Any questions or ideas for the podcast can be sent via these links. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast.
I'm kidding.
No one's
I'm
built
the- I'm
different,
the-
you know.
I'm the cured.
It's like what's the
I Am Legend?
Yeah, I Am Legend. He's gonna make a
vaccine,
remedy,
right?
Vaccine
Oh my
out of his
god,
blood.
guys! Like, if you guys really want to watch like a
Crazy movie.
similar to
Outcome,
what
okay.
we're going through,
Right.
To the Lake, it's on Netflix.
Really? I was
To
gonna
the Lake is such a good.
I was gonna
show.
suggest
Really? Oh, it's
High
a
School of the
show.
Dead.
It's a show.
I was gonna suggest High School of the Dead.
Yes.
Because it has so many like similarities of
Right.
how people get into that
React.
mentality
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
they like react in such a negative way and
Yeah.
how people really at the end of the day get to that like real tribal type of mentality, and it's really scary.
Yep.
But at the same time, it goes to show you maybe you need to train other types of things skill sets that you need for survival.
Like
in
the
this world.
ability to backhand.
I believe, I think that the worst thing is that people lose control,
Right.
and that's when things go out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when this whole thing started, everything was empty. Or even
Yeah.
when they would announce a snowstorm, like
Right.
I don't know if you guys like remember
Yeah,
walking
they-
into the stores and
Everybody.
everything
would
was
go,
gone.
And this was
Right.
pre-COVID.
Bread, milk,
Yeah, that was
eggs.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, definitely. But again, I think
Mhm.
my final question is that I think you mentioned it earlier before we started recording about a couple of losses of life because of the vaccine. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, well, as far as now, I believe it's on the news as well. They've been saying that a doctor passed away
What?
from what they, but this, I believe, has been in UK.
Okay.
Which
Pretty
is-
sure because of
and
underlying
two-
issues.
And
no?
two women that received the vaccine, but they were from a nursing home. So
Oh, okay.
they still, until they do the autopsies, is that they're gonna really find out
Right.
what the reason
Okay.
was.
Right,
So
right,
they, they're gonna find a way to kind of like
It was
weed
vaccine.
it out the
like-
vaccine.
Skew the actual
It
results.
was a
Nothing
vaccine.
political.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but that makes sense. I mean, nothing
I
is
mean, just
certain.
looking at it from a business standpoint, it's like, yo,
Who
they
wants to
might
be known for killing 3 people off the bat with their
your
vaccine?
product. Yeah, nobody
not
wants
a
to get
good
their
thing.
product bad mouth.
Right.
Of course not. They want to sell more.
Optics. All about optics.
So,
Right.
quick question before I transition to the next question, next point.
Go.
Are any of you willing to get the vaccine now, or are you still waiting until maybe 6 months from now?
Hopefully never.
Okay.
Personally,
I have a feeling that it's gonna be something that you're gonna have to get,
right.
like similar to
mandatory.
like the flu. I mean, before we had
Look
the
how
option.
we've been dodging the flu shot though.
I've
never taken
can't.
it.
yet.
I've
yeah,
never taken it. I've never taken
I'm
it.
never-
forced to, guys.
No,
I've
yeah,
never
because
taken
of
it,
your
yeah.
job.
I've
No,
never taken
But
it.
have you guys ever heard of herd immunity before, where it's like people already gotten it, and it's like I heard what was it? Maybe
India was relying on it for recently with the COVID, but I don't know how effective it's been right now over there.
Well, I got the flu shot.
okay.
I mean, the first
Period,
time,
full stop.
the first time I actually ever got it, I actually got sick for 3 years in a row.
No, yeah.
The same time. It was like December, like around Christmas. So
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
but
no.
then once I started at the hospital, where they would literally force us, if we didn't have to, I would not wear it, not get it at all. But once they made it mandatory, you had to get it. And
Right.
if you don't get it, you get either a suspension or you could potentially get a termination. So they're lenient, a little bit more lenient with people that have allergies. So,
Right.
but I can't fake it.
But again, I think I remember listening to a few people saying that down in Florida, like in a warmer state, where people had already gotten it, were down in like I think South Beach or Miami and places like that, where no mask, they were just chilling. Happy New Year, all this, no mask, and the question was, what's going on?
Well,
No mask.
apparently there's a new strand coming around.
I heard about it.
There's
And
two
apparently
strain,
this one,
yeah.
There's
this one
two
is
strains.
stronger.
And it's more infectious.
Man.
So I don't know what's gonna happen.
May I interject? There
Right,
are two
right.
strains. One from England,
UK.
UK, and the other one from South Africa, the B117. Allegedly
Yeah, I heard.
model.
Now, again, my whole question goes back to: do you think at some point herd immunity will be a thing where people, it's like, I got it, I caught the bug. Do I need to worry about it? Is it going to be like the flu to a certain extent, where once you get it, your body naturally makes antibodies for these diseases or these viruses?
They did
basically?
have an antibody test done for the COVID, which was also offered at where I work. They did have, it was like blood. Was it blood? I believe that there
plasma,
was a
maybe?
blood draw. Blood draw.
Blah blah.
I did the blood draw thing back in
And it was the
during
antibody test. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So I mean,
But come on. I mean, if you're within hundreds and hundreds of patients that are COVID positive, like I said, there was a lot of corruption. Some patients would come in, they would be put in like no COVID, and then test positive, and they're like, oops,
sorry.
let's move them over.
May I interject? Hold up with
That's
the
crazy.
definition of herd immunity.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So herd immunity is the resistance to the spread of an infectious disease within a population that is based on a pre-existing immunity of a high proportion of individuals as a result of previous infections or vaccination. Meaning herd immunity, the people that got that survived COVID hopefully developed the antibodies that
Right.
the test was being made, but now either scientifically or artificially people have to produce a vaccine, which is going on right now, which could propagate an immunity for the disease itself not be able to spread again, or that it artificially creates a vaccine or a solution for the disease, or the people that didn't die reproduced, and those people have babies that within their DNA have a antibody naturally within them.
Okay.
So herd immunity takes time.
Okay. So what you're telling me is, go get married or have kids and mucho babies, and then one of the kids
a lot.
will have the
Not
DNA.
one. I mean, if you were infected and
Right.
survived, you spread that genetic information of survival will stay in your DNA.
Well, let's go
the baby.
repopulate, Marcos. What are we waiting for, buddy?
We first have to let everyone else die.
Oh,
All right. So
Well, you kind of have to see it this way. Like, what happened during the Black Plague? A third of Europe died, right?
yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
We repopulated this
Yeah,
whole thing.
pretty quickly,
We
actually.
doubled.
Like 2
The
million.
amount of babies we've seen has been insane.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you're stuck at home. What else do you have to do besides watch Netflix?
I feel
and
like
chill.
every 5 minutes, the little baby song plays in the
Oh,
overhead.
really?
It's like, dee, dee, dee. I'm like, oh,
Over
a
there
baby.
in the hospital.
Yes.
Baby's
So
born?
they
Do they have a
throughout the
list?
entire hospital, they play a
They
song every
announce.
time. Yeah, every time a baby is born, a little song, a little cute little song plays. so that
that's
everybody in the
cute.
hospital was like,
People
"Oh,
got
dang,
tired
he's
of
born,"
it.
you know.
It's not Baby
Right.
Shark, right? I hope not.
No, it's not.
Baby.
No, it's not. Oh,
All right,
No.
all right. Moving on to the next
All
one,
right.
right?
please.
On to the next.
All right, so point number 3, 2020 was pivotal for the fashion industry, but not all that unprecedented. Truly, negotiating fashion present and future rather, on this new terrain has been in a word overwhelming. The unusual fare of new collections and drops was punctuated with virtual fashion weeks, news of retail closures, and well-intended, if cloying. I'm sorry, am I reading that right?
Oh wait, we forgot one thing
What happened?
from the COVID vaccine.
Oh,
It's a 2 dosage.
oh, I
It's a
apologize.
2 dosage process.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you still have the second
Sorry,
one,
sorry.
right?
I still gotta get the second one.
All
Well, I'll come back to let you guys know what happens.
No, yeah, I will definitely hit you up for that one. So news of retail closures and well-intended, if cloying,
Yeah, if
ad campaigns offering condolences and strength in unprecedented times. But amidst the mire, there are still valuable insights
It's a Meyer.
to glean heading in 2021. Hypebeast spoke with a few U.S. fashion industry experts across merchandising, publishing, events, and tech, who recapped the highlights and lowlights of 2020 and the lessons they're carrying into next year. So there's
2021.
right to 2021. So there's 5 points that Marco's outlined here for us. The continued rise of menswear. So Jaron Ross, and I quote, "There was an explosion of businesses in luxury menswear that no one had anticipated," end quote. Point number 2, welcome to fashionweek.com. And open quote, "The fashion industry has long been saying we need to rethink fashion shows, and yet the calendar remains as active as ever," end quote. Point number 3, the TikTokification of fashion. So open quote, "Social media behavior has changed in a way that no one could have predicted. The idea that an app like TikTok could have the power to revive sleepy brands or completely alter other strategies is something I would have never guessed," end quote. Point number 4, goodbye to retail's old normal. Maybe once, open quote, "Once you're introduced to something that makes your life easier, you don't want to go back to having that annoyance," end quote. And the last point number 5, a conscious, educated consumer. Open quote, "People are going to places value in the message and not just fancy products," end quote. All right, so these 5 points right here are basically the outline of 2020 and the pivotal that was pivotal in the fashion industry and how it basically changed it, molded it, and now we're to a certain degree like living it. And I don't know about you guys, but reading this, I've noticed many fashion trends and changes, and I think loungewear has been something super big.
Pajamas.
Yes.
Yes.
Nuggies.
Yes.
Crocs of all
Hoodies.
things.
Yes.
Crocs.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
I do
yo.
not own a pair.
Neither
and
do
would
I.
not want to own one.
I was gonna get mine for free
Yeah,
from the
because you're-
COVID time, but
Right.
I never got
I think
a
they're
chance.
still doing that now.
I
The
think-
Crocs?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. We were getting free Crocs.
Really?
For me, yes.
What?
I remember a couple of a shout out to the guys from what's it called? Dumb Money, that they invested a buttload of money into Crocs, and they made so much bank because they invested in that, because they have not only that the gift of giving Crocs out to the people in the hospital, but they have like the fuzzy Crocs and the this Crocs and the Justin Bieber Crocs and stuff like
I
that.
was actually kind of hoping I would get my Crocs.
As a personal experience, we
Right.
got some Crocs for the sandals Crocs. I think the
Right.
for my dad
okay.
after his spine surgery. It was easier for him to put them on and put them off instead of
Oh yeah, of
chanclas,
course.
and he could
Of
go
course.
out to go get his doctor's appointment
Right,
in
right,
Crocs.
right. Interesting. Yeah, no.
I never saw them attractive personally until they were
Neither
free.
have I. Yeah, exactly.
That's the perception of
Yeah, yeah.
people's
Yup.
wanting
And
to buy.
worldwide, they've been killing it though. Like
Yes.
during this COVID pandemic
I've seen
scenario.
tiny babies wearing them too.
Right.
Oh, they're so cute with the little
Now,
buttons that they have.
Another thing
Yeah.
I remember was I think the collab of many different industries or different fashion industries, but I think one of the ones to note right now of note is the Kanye West and Old Navy,
I thought it was Gap.
or was it Gap? I
Yeah, I think it was
apologize.
Gap. Which is part of Old Navy and
Banana Republic.
My
right?
boy Edgar coming in clutch.
Thank you, sir.
Wee.
So
Yes.
basically, that contract that they wrote up for him, so
Like
he's
10
gonna
million or something like that.
dude an
My
enormous,
God.
enormous amount of money that
That was a
they're gonna
lot.
dump into just
Kanye.
yeah, basically in his mind and fashion. And I think that's crazy. That I mean, if it goes well, great. A lot of people I've heard also invest into that company and to the Gap, and have been making good
Well,
good
they're
amounts.
closing up the stores now.
Yeah, they
so
are.
that's the other thing. So I'm gonna go around, I guess, and we'll start off with Eileen this time.
She's a
And-
fashion and lover.
oh, is she?
A
Oh,
fashionista.
That's she's a future fashion,
Let's hear it
a
for
fashionista.
yeah. Let's
Alright,
hear
let's
what
hear
other
it.
things.
Be on the lookout for her fashion shows.
Right. Let's hear
Right.
her thoughts about these collabs
yeah,
and
of
like
course,
the fashion.
definitely, or just fashion in general.
Right.
I think collabs are just gonna be like the thing now, especially since like the stores are closing
Yeah,
and everything's gonna go online
Mm-hmm.
more than it already is. And I mean, I don't know when all this is gonna pass. So it's
Fashion
hard to
Nova,
tell. Mhm.
Sheen.
and
Right.
Fashion Week, like that's something I think it's coming up. I think they are gonna do it online, but I'm not sure. Maybe they have a few in.
they're gonna zoom it.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
sucks.
they did
Walking
that
in
last
your,
year.
for
in your living room.
concerts.
Right.
You did that
Oh,
for we did that for
yeah.
Anime Fest.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've seen a lot of
we did.
Victoria's Secrets close down. Unfortunately.
Victoria's Secret, you say?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sad times.
Yeah,
Sad
super
times, indeed. Yeah.
But yes, continue, Eileen.
I miss the Angel Wing
Mhm.
girls.
Right?
Oh, I don't know what
I mean,
else.
like besides collabs, are you seeing any stores in particular that you would say, hey, I know they're gonna do great online, better than they did just retail? Or do you see the transition being sloppy, or do you think it's gonna be a lot smoother for some companies than others based on this, that, and the fifth? Or like, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, one that I saw recently was New York and Company.
Yes.
At the store,
Yes.
and I feel like they were lacking a lot in store, but I think online there'll be like more variety
Okay.
and
They have a
suited
bigger
for more things.
presence digitally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And for other stores like
Macy's.
yeah, Macy's. I
Macy's
think
was
they're
a
going
big.
online.
I feel like Macy's is a big one.
For
Yeah.
over 100 years, Macy's was
Yeah.
a
You gotta
staple.
thank them for Thanksgiving and thank them for 4th of July
New
and for
Year's.
Christmas. Like in New York, that's
Yes,
that's
especially
the
here.
company
A
that
staple, a family staple.
puts the show on, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Macy's.
Thanks, Macy's.
Thank
been
you,
real.
Macy's. It's
Okay.
been nice.
But okay, again, so New York and Co, New York Company,
Yeah.
right? And Macy's are two of those like big names. And I've seen New York and Co in, I think, Macy's or like a Kohl's, or like
I think so.
like they're branching out, trying to do the collab, right, with other brand or
Yeah.
other companies or closed retail stores, right?
Bloomingdale's.
Because I remember, what was it?
Bloomingdale's and Macy's are together.
Because Lord and Taylor,
Lord and Taylor went bye bye.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it filed for Chapter 11,
Everybody was
Yeah.
shocked to hear that one.
Yeah.
right? So, and Lord Taylor is big one. I'm waiting for Bloomies to like,
Just
No.
Brooks
No.
Brothers to throw in the towel. Because I mean, a lot of these companies are, I guess you can say, this the gold standard of certain things because they've
Right.
been around for such a long time.
yeah,
They
man.
then
were
it
the
gets-
standard. They were
right.
like you said, yeah.
And then it gets to a point where it's like, all right, we're in this situation. Where do we go from here? I know personally, I like buying clothes from Express. Recently, I've been buying a lot of clothes from Uniqlo, right? From Uniqlo, or going
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
Banana Republic and getting some clothes, or
Yeah.
even Abercrombie and Fitch and getting a couple of items. But these stores, I see like maybe to a certain degree, a dying breed because I see that their stores every
They
time
have a lot of competition.
right, or you go to the retail store and it's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
There's
only
like
downside,
one or two
the downside to
employees.
the online. Oh,
Right.
Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon has
Right.
been one.
May I interject with that?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
Amazon has been giving opportunity for other knockoff, more or less, companies
Stores to put their digital store on
to
Amazon?
sell. Yeah, and there's been a lot of personal bad experiences with buying jackets, Amazon collection, or some stuff like that. But other companies that, in this case for men, aka
Right.
the luxury one,
Yeah.
called the Mac Weldon company.
Oh, the Mac Weldon.
It's been growing. I've been more curious I've been curious to.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of high fashion now is coming into play. I feel like a lot of people are like, because you're online, you see a lot of people like Instagram, like people are showing like brand name
TikTok,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
It
show
was gonna
like
die.
yeah, and
the US.
now I feel like a lot of people are experimenting with clothes because of the internet. Like
Social media.
A lot of old fashion is
Yeah.
coming back into
yeah,
the side ripped.
oh yeah, fashion is basically
That should have been
recycled.
gone. That should have been gone.
Fashion is recycled. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, a lot of things from early 2000s,
Oh,
the 90s, 80s,
Yeah.
they're coming
I
into
thought
play.
we were
in a
gone
more
with
modern
the
time.
ripped stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, they're forever
Doesn't
No,
stay.
it's
stays.
not
Yeah.
ripped. It's like the slit on the side. Like you wear the pants, but it looks like a skirt type of thing. Or like
Like
the pant-
Floyd.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of the gentleman and the family, I guess you can say, that owns LVMH, Louis Vuitton, and
Oh,
all
yes.
that. So this gentleman and his family, I think, is like third or fourth richest person in the world,
I think so, yeah.
and he has all these luxury brands. You know, the Louis Vuitton,
Mhm.
Louis Vuitton,
Louis
Right.
Vuitton.
The red bottom.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
He has the what?
Guys, my birthday's coming up.
Hear that, listeners?
It's like fund Monste.
Her
Right. So
Instagram. No. Her cash.
Follow me.
Her cash app.
no,
Venmo.
fact.
Right.
No, but like he has all these brands underneath that one umbrella, and
Mhm.
like to me, I think he's sitting really smart in the sense where he is gathering up all these companies and basically putting them into a section, or making it accessible not only to the high end, people that have money, but to the people that also
Like general.
to the general public, that maybe you can now go online and buy it in 5 easy payments,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
the,
as you
the
start seeing
afterpay,
that-
afterpay,
We start seeing that a
Afterpay,
lot.
right?
Or Vroom,
building credit.
right,
Or Vroom, whatever that's called.
right,
The
or
Karoom.
Vroom vroom.
yeah. So there,
Yeah, where it's like you could pay things off.
so now there
monthly
we
now.
have
All the
different
time.
Hey,
companies,
build that credit up.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Somehow.
it helps people, but it also like
I mean,
The
a lot of
hurts.
thrifting has also been,
Yes.
and they find like a lot of brand
Goodwill.
names. Yeah.
Goodwill,
Shout out to
Salvation Army.
Goodwill.
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army, right?
Yeah. New
The
York
only
thrift
downside,
stores.
the only downside to buying online is you don't know what it's gonna look like on you
Or how it's
Until
gonna fit. Yes.
you
Right.
actually get it,
That's the only
try
downside.
it on,
Mhm.
But I think that's where these like subscription
and they don't want
companies,
and they don't want contamination.
right? But I think
Right.
before COVID, I think the better move was the subscription box, like a Stitch box
Oh
or
yes,
something like
yes,
that, where you could get like 5
Stitch
outfits
Fix, yeah.
or Stitch Fix. There you go. Thank you.
that's
Where you
very
get-
like
Yeah, you get curated box. You get your own fashionista doing the shopping for you.
I had that first person experience. I went to Manhattan back in the day.
Oh, really?
Did that.
Nice.
Really?
Really nice.
Wow.
Did you go
Nice.
like a suit supply
Yeah,
store
they
and get
did. They
everything?
measured you, and you got
They're like,
I
you
got
got
a
some
beer over
big
there.
vlogs,
I
buddy.
wanted water, but no. The only thing we have on tap is beer. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like
No,
not
I mean
even tap
high-end
water?
places like here, your
A
little,
wine,
Oh.
your bourbon or your whiskey or something,
Yeah.
no wine.
right?
Yeah.
So,
You want it on the rock?
Right.
so I mean, you get to the point where it's like, this type of business model where you get a box curated to your exact measurements. You get it home, you try it out. I like the shoes, I like the belt, I don't like the shirt, and then you send it back, and you pay for what you keep. Right now, I think like what you're saying, Monse, due to the COVID, like people don't want to take the risk of putting something on and then bringing it back, and then what happens? They're gonna have to disinfect the whole thing, right?
Lysol spray.
Right. So I tend to think that then, if that's the case, you're gonna have to get to a point where there is no way going around it to try to buy something that you truly like. I'll go out of my way to go to like a LL Bean to get some nice snowshoes.
Oh yeah, no snow boots.
Or snow boots. There you
Yeah.
go. Apologies. Or I would go and get a top coat or a pea coat at a Banana Republic, or get my, my undergarments like my drawers,
Essentials,
or
yeah.
essentials, or my shirts at like a Uniqlo. If I have to go, I'll go because I know I can go grab it. I know my size. It's the problem where you don't know your size and you have to like
Try on clothes.
you have to second guess
thing
now
is, like,
And here's the
with the
thing.
measurements online, and you're like, okay, how do I do it? Like I don't know my measurement at Abercrombie or at
Sometimes they run small. Sometimes they
Right.
run too big.
and I think
Right.
We don't want to be looking like refrigerators.
right,
Bruh.
and then the whole system of ranking and like letting people know, like with your comments on the bottom, it helps a lot, but it can only do so much because
Right.
no two people are the same in size
Exactly.
and
Mhm.
dimension. But other than that, Elaine, what do you think? What are like the two, or just off the top of the head, like what are two retail stores clothes wise that you're feeling good about that they're going to make it through this pandemic, and two shoe outlets that you think that are going to make it through the pandemic? And then from there, and like if there's anything in between, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
If you have anything also that you want to share, please let us know, and then we'll move on to the next one. But before we move on to the next one, I do also want to give proper time to Josue, because I want to hear his thought about the fashion because he's in school, and a lot of times that also dictates on what people are wearing in school, because
Pajamas.
he is in university, right? He is in college,
T-shirts.
so going to maybe one or two classes is different from just staying in your PJs and looking at the screen and looking at your teacher and your classmates, right?
No, well, I
So-
wear skirts to class.
So I'll go to Josue second. So I'll go to Eileen first, and then we'll go to Josue, and then we'll transition to the next point.
Let's do it.
Two retail stores, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I think, personally, I think most of.
And we're out of
Sure.
time. Thank you very much.
I'm not exactly sure.
Beautifully
Because people, they all have different interests, and like they all go to
Styles,
different
right.
stores. I don't really see that many like stores that are having trouble yet in person still, but I think the ones that'll do well would be like, I'm not sure exact names, like store names,
Okay.
but
or
I think
brands,
some
maybe?
of them, I think mostly like athletic clothing,
Okay.
like Nikes,
and Adidas. And
Adidas.
Nike,
yeah, I think
right.
they'll be fine.
DSW
Yeah,
is gonna survive.
DSW
It's
for
gonna
shoe
survive?
outlets.
It's gonna survive.
Okay.
I'm shopping there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all my funds are going
Right.
to DSW. Okay.
DSW.
But like, okay, maybe not stores then. If you don't have a concrete answer, that's okay. What about trends? Trends that you see maybe 2021 not making it through?
Not.
Because you guys mentioned peekaboo style for the hair coloring,
Oh,
right?
there we go.
Now, and this is just, off the top, but is there anything like
That's been in trend.
in trend and it's not going to go anywhere?
Highlights are not going anywhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah. A lot of people are doing like half and half
What
too.
about them frosted
Interesting.
tips?
Or
Corella
they're
DeVille.
coloring their bangs.
Uh-huh.
Corella
Just like
DeVille
two
style.
here.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, that's what I've seen. That's
and-
what I've seen. Only little girls do
and
that though,
is
right?
there a reason why that's happening?
Because their parents
TikTok.
don't want them colored. No, I'm kidding.
No, mainly because they're bored at home. They
Yeah.
want. They
You have
nothing to
think
do.
about.
And it's
Yeah.
like, even if
Bleach
it
my
comes out
hair.
messed up,
Really?
Wait,
Wait,
not
nothing.
going to school.
Wait,
My
wait,
sister is
wait,
a
hold up,
prime.
wait. Nothing to think about. Marcos has shower thoughts.
Oh well.
That's all we're
Well,
like.
see, you
talking
kind of
about.
have to think about this. It's like, first of all, even if you mess up your dye or whatever, you don't have to go to school.
You're not in public
Mhm.
eye. Right?
Parties,
Yeah,
what
that's
see,
fine.
parties?
see my sister over
right?
here.
Like going out, What do you do? Like, you
So-
just put on a hat.
She
and
has
then you're
nothing to think about.
Exactly.
She's like, what if I cut my hair short?
All right.
Yeah.
So-
What if I
had
cut my
many-
bangs?
good. Right? Yeah.
So what
Done.
about like okay, we got the athleisure look going on that's very popular right
So
now.
going bald.
Oh yeah, I actually was considering going bald during the summer.
What?
Like I was
Interesting.
actually considering because
What?
I mean, it's like
This
This is
Buzz-
what
hair.
quarantine has come down to.
Buzz cut?
Why?
Oh,
Why
oh
not?
my goodness.
I mean,
It's like, get the fresh
main
fade.
reason.
Right? Yeah. So let me get the two on the sides.
Let me get the
Let me get the
fresh
one on
fade.
the sides.
Yeah,
Just like
I
clean
mean,
me up real quick.
yeah,
Yeah, let me get the
a
buzz
little
cut.
fade.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
So, but
if
then-
you can rock it.
Yeah.
Then I guess besides like putting the hair aside, because
You can shave your
we can
whole
go on a
head and just
tangent
leave
on
the
that
bangs.
one. But like as
That
far as
That's
the
a whole podcast.
Right,
That
yeah.
would be
AKA
weird.
had hairdresser over here.
Right. But
Right.
as far as like clothes, right now we're in January rather, and we're gonna transition into February, March, and then we're gonna get to
Spring.
springtime. Do you
Hopefully,
think
thank God.
that that's gonna dictate certain color palettes or certain types of styles, or even the type of material people are gonna wear? Is it all silk now, or polyester, or mix, or what do you see that?
Cotton.
Yeah,
Fine.
I feel like people are gonna start going into quality over quantity.
Okay,
And,
so
like-
no more
Okay.
fast fashion
Yeah,
like a
they're gonna
H&M
start,
or
like-
Zara.
They're gonna start
Right.
going and like looking for sustainable things, and they're like,
Ah.
yeah, it may be a bit pricier, but it'll last me longer.
Right. More
and it could,
conscious.
yeah, and it could be
Right.
like a staple piece for like all different outfits.
Okay.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have to like go into stores and find a specific piece for a
Right.
specific outfit and then just never wear it again.
Interesting.
Dollar Tree shopping.
Right.
So let me go get that nice tie at the dollar store.
Right. So I mean, and I think that to a certain extent it makes more sense, especially now because a lot of people are they're not working, or
Mhm.
they're
Listen,
limited,
that unemployment is
Yeah.
kicking in.
limited funds, I guess, to a certain extent, and just uncertainty. So I guess
Huh.
they're starting to look at, I guess, Eileen's point. They're seeing fashion. They're seeing their clothes more as an investment,
Mhm.
where it's like it's something they grow with. I mean,
Yeah.
and to be honest, that's something that's how people back in the day used to think about clothes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
Think about
honestly, I
It
feel
grows with you.
I you know, being in that, like me being able to see two different points of views, like being in
Right.
the hospital and being in the hairdresser, like, you know, world. You can honestly see how it changes a person's psychologically.
Right.
And people that dress up, you know, get up, do their makeup, do
Right.
their hair.
They're happier.
They're more
Do
productive.
their do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They're more productive. They're more
Right.
And I can see that happening.
about it, you know, to get their things done rather
More
than if you're
optimistic outlook. Right.
rather than if you're in you know, sweatpants, a
PJs,
sweater,
right.
that you
That's
feel
full-on
gloomy.
sloppy.
Throw a chongo.
Yeah,
like,
with
you
your
know.
chanclas.
What did you
Yeah.
just say? What did you, I put time on this. on
Listen,
this
I just
stuff.
did my cousin's hair.
This is Marcos. No,
So,
no,
but all right, then I think switching over to Josue real quick, being that you're in school right now, and well, not right now as of this moment,
you're inside guy.
but yeah. So I want to know what your perspective, your 2 cents is about how fashion is.
Well, we got a couple of people in school. We got
Oh, no, no, no.
high school over here.
I understand.
Right.
And
Are you
college
doing
here.
high school online only?
Yeah.
I was doing the hybrid where it's like one day a
Right.
week, but
That's
we were
miserable.
on Zoom in the class anyway. So I was like,
What?
what was
Wow,
the
that makes no
point?
sense.
So the teacher was
Yeah.
at home.
No, the teacher was there on Zoom as well.
It's like, look at me on the screen while I'm in front of you.
The teacher's like on the
Now look at
whiteboard.
me again.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I am not here.
I'm the man behind
That's
the
so.
veil.
That is so weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So okay,
That
now
must mess people up in the head.
okay,
They're all
Yeah.
like
So,
individual scenes.
I'm corrected. I'm corrected.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
yeah.
In the
we
cafeteria?
Yeah, I have a picture. I
Really?
don't know where I took it.
In the
but
cafeteria, you're sitting in your separate
in
desk.
like
we'll
one
upload these
desk.
pictures for you guys up on the Patreon. All right.
Yeah.
So it's behind the paywall
Yeah. It was crazy.
if you guys want to see it.
That
Let's go for
is-
social media, especially on Twitter. Just follow us first on
Okay.
Twitter.
Okay. Marcos is being a nice guy. What a
Yeah.
nice guy. Nice guy.
Nice guy.
So okay. Now that
$29.9 a month.
right. Now that we have that perspective a little bit better. All right. So we have both a male and a female here that are attending school for the most part, that at this point
Just
hybrid
on the mic.
hybrid, right? So Josue and Elaine, how have you noticed the changes or the subtleties in fashion now that you are going to class in a hybrid scenario? Where do people actually care enough to actually get fixed up, or no?
Why are you touching me? You
Actually,
have my
people
cassette?
like match their mask to their outfits
Oh,
now.
so they get the Dior.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Right,
actually
Oh my
Dior
God,
doing
mask,
that.
the Louis
MK.
Vuitton mask. Yeah.
Michael
Mhm.
Kors, yeah.
The blast masks are
Gucci,
in now
Oh,
too.
yeah.
The
We got-
glass mat.
The
wait,
black mask.
Oh, I thought you said
The
the,
color, the
glass
color.
Yeah,
mask.
they
I'm
got-
like, shit.
Is there like a material that's a
Uh-oh.
little bit more
Like the regular, like the blue mask, the regular blue mask, but in black. Like that one's
Okay.
like in right now. Oh, and like
okay,
the
right,
cloth one, like
Okay.
since it goes with everything,
right?
it's like.
Do they have little
amazing.
designs on it? Is
Some
that
of
what
them,
it is?
yeah.
Like the like a
Wow.
happy face or
Yeah,
Right.
like a
a
lot of
Batman.
people. A lot of people make their own too.
I'm Batman.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
arts and crafts is big now?
Guys, we
Yeah.
have silk
Awesome.
masks over
I need
here.
Yes,
I need the
so-
silk mask.
We got silk masks.
It's like
Mhm.
the mask is more quality than their undies. So I'm wearing.
Oh, so I can
That's
breathe on
crazy.
it.
Right?
So I can breathe on it.
All right, so that's interesting.
That
so,
one's it's
so
breathable.
they really care about how they look, even when it's a hybrid type of scenario.
Yeah,
But when they're like behind the camera, do they care?
Some people do. So
They're like, I
actually
gotta,
go,
gotta get myself looking.
yeah. Some people actually do. Like I don't know how they get the motivation. I wish. Like before everything, I used to like be able to get up early and actually get ready. But now I'm like
It's
2
such a
minutes before
chore.
class. And
You were
then I get on.
committed to go physically to the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Now
not
it's
the
like-
same.
I
Yeah.
forgot that my sister could look good. No, I'm
Oh
kidding.
Wow.
All right.
The
Well,
shade.
I'm gonna switch over to Jose
You know
before
what?
she beats you up.
You know what?
Oh.
On to the next.
Jose, please, your
to the
2 cents,
next.
your 2 piece, my buddy.
My 2 cents is I have 2 pennies. No,
So-
but like
Yeah.
you know, me and myself and I.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna drop a bomb real quick.
Okay.
I think fashion is kind of useless.
Okay.
Right,
You're more of a
okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a numbers
utilitarian.
kind of guy. Like I always say.
You're more of a utilitarian type of person.
Like if it works out for me, if it
Like Steve
benefits
Jobs,
me,
black,
exactly.
blue, we're good.
Yeah, we
Turtleneck.
that's
Yeah.
it. And this is coming from the same person. I can program Zoom to like put up a video,
Right.
which I have done,
Yeah.
and just be like, yes, I'm attending. I've actually wrote a script that like if they put up like a quiz,
Programming guy
All
over
right.
here.
So if you
Right.
need that script, everybody, it's behind the paywall on
Yeah,
Patreon.
right.
That one,
I've
that
had
one you
script
have
where
to
like you
email
would choose
me.
like a random answer and a quiz from
You
Zoom.
let us know through Twitter,
And
get at us, and then we'll
DM me.
Wow.
So it's like
That's
Okay.
interesting, bro. Okay, so since you're more of a utilitarian type of person and more like I guess you can say
a practical kind of guy.
yeah, practical and a virtuoso of this new era
Yeah.
that we call
technology.
That's the word of the day today.
right. So I guess you just want your essentials basically.
Exactly. I just want to stay warm
You-
in these cold nights.
Okay,
Right.
yeah. So fashion does, but have you noticed other
we could
people?
facilitate that?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess some people put more makeup on to just their
more
face.
effort. Okay,
You know, obviously, with you have a messy room, it don't matter. You just put up a background.
Yeah.
right.
See, Monster's laughing. But like,
He's like, I would be that person.
I didn't do that. No.
She pull up like a green scene. So like, no one mixture.
I
Good
put a
luck- good
waterfall
luck-
in the bag.
Good luck for Monste since she works at a hospital.
Right, right.
Where's she gonna get the green screen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she invested in someone. Green screen, like
In someone.
I'd be like, just stay still in
in
the
something.
background.
I'm sorry, in,
Right.
in something like a green
Like in
screen.
Gmod, she's T-posing.
All
She
right,
just,
but then you do have like a hybrid situation going on for your school, right?
yeah, but like it's different because you have an option to go.
Okay.
Because everything is
Mhm.
recorded, everything is online. So it's like, do I really need to go to class early in the morning? No, I'll just
So-
wake up, pull up my phone,
Right,
and just stay right there. And like, I know for high school, most high schools are requiring cameras. College are like, nah,
Mhm.
you can turn
Okay.
it off.
Right.
It's
Some,
okay.
some of them. I know my surgical like theory when I was in theory
Right.
and in lab, they
Right.
would be very adamant about
I
having
know
the camera on.
my
Mm.
deep learning class was like, nah, it's okay. We'll just record it. It was actually asynchronous. It was
Oh.
all recorded.
Oh
Okay.
my
So
goodness.
it was like
Oh.
you watch it whenever you like.
So, but
That's
then,
nice.
do you think
That's
that
horrible.
you think people like in your age
I'm
group
glad I
and
graduated.
yeah, I guess in your age group and in your I guess bubble of what you're going to school for, are they tending to be more minimalist, where the bare minimum, and that's all I
They would
need.
say the bare necessity.
Yeah.
I mean, like for like classes, yeah, it doesn't really affect them because, like I said, most classes you don't have to put on your camera. You just sit there and just
Listen
take
to the
note, yeah,
class,
take
like a
note.
podcast.
exactly
Yeah.
put it up in your car, or even better, you just wait till the class ends. Maybe you don't have time. You're like, all right, let me listen to this lecture just happened today.
And
So
it
you can
starts off
legit
like
be
this.
like-
It starts like this. Thank you for listening to Life Tech and Sundry.
I mean, like maybe for like more liberal arts majors, it'd be like, all
They
right,
care a little bit
guys.
more about that.
They're like, all right, guys, turn on your cameras. We're gonna
Right.
pretend like interaction. Of course, it was STEM. They're like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're actually gonna change the world.
Yeah, it's
Right.
we're all about numbers.
No
here. Like, who
shade.
cares?
No shade. I'm just saying, all shade.
Nah,
No,
but yeah,
but
it's
we
like,
appreciate you, snowflakes, right?
nah, but yeah, it's like
We love you.
It's
We
like
love you too.
as long as you don't
Mad
come in naked or half naked, like you get
Right.
I like work,
right.
like the videos they be posting of like work, and that they only have their only,
shirt.
the shirt from like the hips
Oh yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. You put
They
on the
look
button
nice
down
and everything,
with-
and then you get up and it's like
No.
you just in your boxers,
just
like,
draws,
No,
right?
and,
I don't know if this is sharing too much, but back in the day, with Alan and Josue would do, and I myself would do duo calls, and I would literally be shirtless, in the middle of my room, like and like
I did not mind this.
from my shirt, from my you would
the
just see my
shoulders up.
yeah.
I was like, "What are you doing, my guy? You're working out?" He's like, doing 100 push-ups, 1,000 backflips. I'm like,
Yep.
he's like, nah, just warming up. I'm like, warming up. No, but then I would like to ask the question here, for the people that are going to school. You can literally be like in the Yucatan Peninsula, like in Cancun, or
with the
Yeah.
mimosa at hand.
right, and just
God,
be
yes.
in class, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Well,
So-
again, maybe in
Well, a lot of
college,
people-
maybe. Whoa! Hey, that's it for part 1.
What? There's a part 2 then, right?
Of course.
Okay, guys, stay tuned for part 2 of this podcast. By the way, what's the release schedule, Josue?
Well, depending on what it is, the next episode could be either Thursday or next week Tuesday.
Okay, so me, the editor, I'll try to make sure, delirious over here. I'll try to make sure that I'll release it at an early time every Tuesday and Thursday on East Coast time.
So that means if you're on the West Coast, you're about 4 hours behind.
The West Coast, really?
Yes, the West Coast. I said the West Coast. Oh, I meant the West Coast.
This is staying in.
This is staying in.
This is gold. But anyways, listeners, until next
Please.
time,
Stay tuned.
stay frosty.
Oh, I don't like Frosty.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning into the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way, we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.